Happy VA Wednesday. So today we're going to be talking about what condition does the house have to be in order to meet a VA loan. Okay, there's a lot of misconceptions about this, and I've done some videos on this before, but I think it's something we need to talk about more and more and more. This was actually brought up because I was on the phone with a client yesterday, and he was very frustrated, and he was like, I'm never gonna find a house. And the reason he was saying that is because he had sent over, and I love it when you guys send me addresses of what you're thinking of putting an offer in, because what I do is I pull up the address, or Jen or Sam will, and we're looking for potential problems. Yeah, and in this certain circumstance, you know, I was going through the pictures, and in the kitchen, there was a huge, like, just imagine like my ceiling caving in on me and like dark spots everywhere, right? Dark spots everywhere. You know, the refrigerator, behind the refrigerator, the wall was bulging. Right under that, you know, there was lots of groceries stacked up, like buckets to try to cover it. It was wild, right? So I look at that and I go, whoa, like that is going to get called out. Now, that would be called out whether it was VA or conventional. And the reason is the house has to be in average or above condition. That is the same for VA and for conventional. If you have water, clearly some sort of water issue that's occurring or has occurred and hasn't been repaired, and a bulging wall from that water, that is in below average condition for both loans. Okay, so sometimes people go, oh, well, VA is so picky. No, guys, if he was a conventional buyer, I would have had the exact same conversation. The other issue was there was a storage garage outside where, you know, the wood was deteriorating. It was riddled with dry rot. It had peeling paint. And here's the deal, whether it's conventional or VA, has to be in average or better condition. Is it average or better condition for the garage to be riddled with dry rot with peeling paint? No, it's not. That's below average condition, okay? Now, the reason I want to have these conversations with clients before they write the offer is because I don't want you guys wasting money. And here's the deal. When you get into contract on a house, if you're paying for inspections and an appraisal, if we can't do the loan because the house is in below average condition and the seller's not gonna fix it, right? You've lost that money. Okay, now look, as I said to him, I said, look, this is my opinion. I always want to be very honest with you. If I think that you're going to end up just losing money, but this is your choice, right? So if he determined that he wanted to write the offer, if he determined that he wanted to order the appraisal and the inspections and pay for all that, he has that right. I'm never going to say absolutely not. However, I will always tell you guys if I see something that is a visible red flag. And the reason I do that is not to be a dream killer, not to make you miserable, not to frustrate you, but I care about your money. Like, I don't want you guys wasting money. I don't want my money wasted. You know, if I was trying to buy a house and knew nothing about lending, you know, as someone who doesn't know anything about lending, we look at it and we're like, oh, I can fix that. I saw an HGTV on that. I can fix that. Okay, I'll have someone come in. No problem. Easy peasy. That is not the way lenders look at it. Lenders look at stuff like that and they go, holy hell, what if they don't fix it? You know, what if there's mold in the walls? What if? Because we're your buddy. We're your investor in this purchase. Right? We are the people who are making the biggest money decision, and we don't want our money to light on fire. We don't want your money to light on fire. Houses that are in below average condition often can end up as foreclosures because people can't afford to fix them and they just get worse. Okay? That is why lenders are so picky. Now, what I also said to him is, hey, look, maybe a renovation loan would be a better fit for this. Now, with VA, it's a max of $50K, and I had a video on it a couple weeks ago with Christine, but it is an option. Is the rate higher? Yeah. Do you pay more in points? Absolutely. It's a more expensive loan, but it is an option. Okay? So back to overall, what condition does the property need to be in for VA? It needs to be in average or better condition. Can it have old ugly carpet? Yeah. Can it have a 60s disco kitchen? Yes, bring it on. Can it have terrible paint? Yep, totally. As long as it's not chipping or peeling. If the owner before you painted the whole house in zebra, right? Do we care? Don't care. Don't care. However, if the owner before you took terrible care of the property and the gutters are falling and the roof's leaking and oh my God, what happened in the bathroom? That's a hard no. Okay, and that's whether it's VA or conventional. Now, where VA and conventional differ is that with VA, we do need a stove that works. A stove. We do need to have hot water. I know, I'm getting really picky here, guys. And we have to have the house be able to maintain over 55 degrees. Actually, conventional requires that as well. Okay, so really, the appraiser is checking for hot water and a stove. Okay, oh, wait. Conventional, you gotta have a stove too. The appraiser's checking for flippin' hot water. That is the difference between these loans when it comes to the appraisal. They are checking for hot water, okay? Everything else has to be in average or better condition regardless of the loan type. Cannot say it enough, okay? Now, here's a slight difference between conventional and VA. So I think we cleared up the appraisal portion that really it's not different. They're looking at comparable sales and the house can't have serious issues with either loan. Okay. A VA, in most of the states, okay, because remember guys, I'm licensed in 48 states, so I'm not just looking at one state, I'm looking at everything. In the majority of the states, you need a clear termite inspection. Okay, and if you guys are like, oh God, what about my state? Just let me know. I have a sheet, I can send it over. It shows where you need a termite, where you don't, who can pay for it. We put this together years ago because it makes it easy. Now, with a conventional mortgage, termite inspections are not required unless they are called out by an appraiser. VA, in the majority of the states, it is a requirement. Okay, and you know what I'll do? I'm gonna list the states that you don't need a termite in. I think that will make it easier. It's not a lot of them. And then there's a couple where it's county by county, and I'll list those for you guys in the comments. But the termite, is a termite sometimes like the seller's like, oh, well, I don't want to do VA because of the termite. Yeah, I mean, look, if the house has wood boring beetles, they definitely don't want you to, have it be a requirement of the loan. We're not going to lend on a house with obvious wood boring beetles. We're not going to lend on a house with dry rot. We're not going to lend on a house that has creepy crawlies, has a foundation that's being eaten by, insects. The house has to have a clear pest. Okay, and there's different ways this works. It's like in Florida, you just get a clear WDIR. In some states, there's a bond. In California, it's just clear Section 1. So it is a state-by-state difference, but that's really the only thing that separates VA from conventional is that in some states, you need a termite report. And as I'm seeing the market shift, right, we're in a market shift right now, I am seeing that it is not a big deal. Okay, in 2021, when people were just waiving everything, which I thought was crazy, and thank God my clients didn't do it, would the fact that you were asking for a termite and for it to be clear be harder to get an offer accepted if someone else is saying, I don't care what, oh, there's beetles? I love beetles. Like, of course. But the market's shifted, so it is not a big deal. So the key things about the condition of a house for a VA property is that it needs to be an average or better. This buyer was saying to me, you want it to be perfect. No, I don't. I don't need it to be perfect. I just can't have the freaking roof caving in, obviously. Like, you don't want that either, guys. It is more expensive than you could ever imagine. People go, oh, I'll just cut and spackle it. You don't know if there's black mold. You don't know if it's a roof leak. You don't know if a pipe has burst in the wall and it hasn't been done. And I gotta tell you, if you're looking at a house and you're seeing stuff like that, you've gotta wonder what else you can't see. For real, it's not worth it unless you want to do a renovation loan. So overall, VA is just as easy as conventional. The only difference is in some states you're going to need a termite report. As a home buyer, personally, do I want to buy a house with a bunch of termite issues? Hell to the no. And I think you guys should try to avoid that as well. It's a great time to get into the market as a VA buyer because of this shift. So just make sure you get a house that you can comfortably afford. So as always, I am licensed in 48 states to do mortgages everywhere but Utah and Rhode Island. I love doing VA, as you guys know. You can get on my calendar. You can ask me questions. You can fill out an application. We can talk. I am here for you. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.